Hey friend, welcome to Self-Transformed, a podcast dedicated to transforming your health in less time and guilt-free through the power of habit hacking. This isn't your typical wellness podcast, friend, so hang on tight. I'm your host, Emily Nichols, habit and fitness coach and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. Hey, I know the struggle is real when it comes to taking care of you. As a busy working mom myself, my clients and I have felt physically and emotionally drained, but lack the time and confidence to actually make ourselves a priority. Plus, all the health advice out there is so confusing and overwhelming, right? Redefining what true health really means paired with habit strategy from the female perspective has been the key to empowering my clients and even myself to finally create a consistent, healthy lifestyle that doesn't feel hard or just like another thing on your long to-do list. I'm now on a mission to equip you with these same sustainable habit hacks and affordable tools to help reset your habits in any season of your life in order to help you thrive. So if you're ready to habit hack your health and create your transformation together, then let's do this. Hey gang, welcome to the first Habit Hack Thursday of 2023. I hope this first week of January doesn't have you feeling too overwhelmed. I thought it would be a good idea to keep talking about some various ways in that we goal set, because maybe you've already started to, or maybe you've been reflecting this week especially. Make sure to go and listen back to our episode earlier this week with Kara Harvey of A Purpose-Driven Mom. Gosh, I've gotten so much great feedback on that episode and her 15-minute formula to help you really prioritize your goals and put them in 15-minute chunks so you don't get so overwhelmed. Now, before we get into today's habit hack, I wanted to give you a couple of housekeeping items, announcements, if you will. Number one, my private podcast, my secret podcast, if you will, Atomic Habits for Women. I was going to take it down on Monday, but I still have folks inquiring, wanting to listen to it. And so I'm just going to leave it open forever. I'm going to leave it open forever. It's a 5-part series. It's 10 minutes or less each episode. And it is just a podcast series dedicated to how women have to do habits differently. There's an invisible load we carry as working moms, as entrepreneurs. And unfortunately, there's just a lot more distractions and tabs open in our head, not just for ourselves, but for our family and running our home, our business, and so forth and so forth. So I think it's really important to keep this podcast open. It's a secret podcast. You can go to bit.ly/Atomic Habits for Women to listen to it. It was really fun putting it together, and I love hearing the feedback, so I'm going to keep it open. Also, I'm accepting new habit transformation boot campers only until tomorrow, which is Friday the 6th. With me being sick last week, I really wanted to give folks an extra chance to join us, and it's not too late to join during this first week. This first week, we are really focusing on changing our mindset in order to get new results and really digging deeper into what habits haven't been working for us and reflecting on that moving forward. So they're digging into their workbook. You have time to join us. The link is in the show notes, but you can also go to bit.ly/Habit Transformation Bootcamp. And lastly, next Tuesday through Thursday, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, it's Healthy Habit Reset live time again. We do this every quarter where I teach you my 5-step process. You only learn this if you're a client of mine, like if you're in the Habit Hacking Society or if you're a boot camper, or if you come and take a peek inside of the reset. I teach you my 5-step method. We really redefine what health really means. Then we bridge the gap between habit strategy and your health, and doing it from a female perspective to reset your habits. I think it's important about every quarter to kind of think about, okay, what healthy habits are serving me right now and what aren't? And what strategies do I need to do? How do I need to change this for this time of my life? And what do I really need to help me thrive rather than just survive and give my best of my best to my family, my job, and so forth. So make sure you go check that out. Sign up. It's live. I'll go live 12 p.m. Eastern each day. It'll be via Zoom and in a private Facebook group. If you can't join us live though, no worries. Sign up so you'll get the replays and you'll get a free workbook to help you take action, because we're all about action here. That's linked in the show notes as well. Also go to bit.ly/free reset masterclass. Okay, let's talk about today's habit hack. Okay, so for today's habit hack, we are talking about future casting. So future casting who you will be. As we're in the new year, a lot of times we're thinking about future versions of you. And future casting is something that they use in business. It's a term in business. It's a practice used in many different industries to really just strategically plan for an organization's future. Okay, so you may do this at your work already. Maybe you've already done this for the new year or whenever your fiscal year starts or begins. I remember when I worked in fundraising, we did this a lot as well. And you kind of reverse engineer, thinking about what your goals are, and then reverse engineer what you think obstacles will be in the way, what you hope for to become for their goals, what strategies you will do to reach those goals as well. But today we're thinking of that as far as ourselves, our future self, you in particular, not in relation to work, unless you want to do this from a professional standpoint, which I think is important as well. I know I've been doing a lot of reflecting over the past week, and I haven't chosen a word of the year or a phrase of the year. I haven't even done my vision board yet. I've been kind of easing into it, to tell you the truth. But in thinking of your future self, your future selves it's really more of a very specific idea of who you want to become in the future. Okay, your possible self. It includes your ideal self and really just who you want to become. What kind of mother, what kind of entrepreneur, business owner, employee, what type of partner for your spouse, what type of friend, sister, daughter, all the things. Now, future casting in regards to your life, you're thinking about your goals and how you want to get there. So you imagine different scenarios, you make a plan, you adapt the plan as necessary as you're moving through life. Hence the healthy habit reset, right? You reset your habits. And lastly, when we're thinking about future casting as well, another thing that came to my mind is manifesting. So manifesting your future means taking action to bring your goals and desires to fruition, right? Saying them out loud. I am a healthy person with healthy habits. I am making this amount of money. I am a patient mom. Creating a vision board, having something visual in front of you. You may have heard of the pillow method as well, where maybe you write a wish for your future and you stick it under your pillow, and really in your whole heart of hearts believe that in yourself and relax and go to sleep with that feeling. Kind of reminds me of the Tooth Fairy too, but I think that's a fun method as well. Or even 55 and 5. I've tried this method before as well. You write down something that you want or that you hope for the future. You write it down 55 times in a row for 5 days. And it's just reimagining in your head and really focusing in on that phrase to be this is what I truly believe. This is what I will be. This is who I am, until that actually happens. And then lastly, another thing when I think about future casting is prayer. So I'm a Christian. I believe in the Lord, and I think prayer is a really important thing to, ask the Lord to help guide you into being the best future version of yourself as well. So as we're in the new year and thinking about who we want to be, I wanted to give you a habit hack that I think will be really helpful for you when we're thinking about future casting. We're doing this the whole month of January in the Habit Hacking Society. Our theme is who and why goals. A lot of times when we start the new year, we start thinking of all these things we need to do, when rather we need to think about who we want to be and the habits that support us into who we want to be. But then really thinking about future casting for who you want to be later this year, 5 years from now, etc. Today's habit hack is to write down your future goals and the future version of yourself as if it has already happened. This is such a great practice, right? Writing down your future goals as it's already happened and writing about your future self, okay? So here's a couple of prompts. If you want to get a pen and paper handy, or listen back to this if you're in the shower or washing dishes, all the above. Here's a couple of prompts to help you with doing this. So what are your hopes and dreams for the future? Like, be very specific about what these are. Number 2, what does a future version of you look like? Really specific here as well. How do you feel? Where do you live? How is your family, your relationships, etc.? And then lastly, what habits can you start today to foster that future version of yourself, right? Not just the things you hope for you to happen for you, your goals and so forth, but more so who you want to be and how your habits that you do now can strategically help support you into who you want to be. Now, you can do this once a month, once a quarter, like when we do the Healthy Habit Reset. You can do it daily, whatever feels like a doable habit. I would put a timer on and just kind of flow from your consciousness, see what comes out of you when you're dreaming and hoping for your future self. Like I mentioned, there's a couple other tools. You mentioned like vision boards. You could include that in a vision board. You're looking at that vision board while you're writing out what a future version of you looks like. Habit hack it into your schedule and just see what happens, right? There has to be strategy. There has to be action. I'm not trying to be too woo-woo today, if you will, but I think there is a delicate balance between strategy and woo and prayer and faith and really just believing that for yourself. Mindset is something I'm really trying to work extra hard on this year. It's one of the fundamental needs we teach in all of our programming: mindset, movement, and food freedom. And mindset's the one I struggle with the most. So I'm looking into incorporating other methods to help me realize my goals, not just getting stuck in the day-to-day, but having that sense of faith and manifesting what I want and truly believing it and casting a future vision of myself that I know can come true based on the habits that I'm doing every day. So I hope today's habit hack was useful for you. Rewind this, go back and listen to those prompts. Take a minute to write them down, even just, have a pad of paper and pen handy and write those prompts down and see how it feels. Do it a couple of times. Do it once a month. Schedule it or stack it onto something you're already doing. I personally like doing any type of journaling or a meditation or prayer. I actually like to do it right after I work out. If I take a class at Orange Theory, I do it in my car because it doesn't matter where you do it. Or if I do it at home, I have a new little meditation corner that I set up in my workout room. And I do it after my workouts because I feel like my brain, I have those happy endorphins going and I feel more open to messages from God, and I feel more open. My mind feels a little less cluttered, where I can move the clutter away and can hear my own inner voice a little bit more. So I hope this habit hack was useful. I can't wait to see how your future self will come true as you are future casting into who you truly want to be. I hope you keep this in mind as you are goal setting for the rest of the year. All right, friend. So many announcements at the beginning of this episode. I hope to see you next week in the Healthy Habit Reset Live. Go check out Atomic Habits for Women. I'm keeping that secret podcast open for you. And if it's been called on your heart to come join us in Habit Transformation Bootcamp in 6 weeks in this live group coaching program, create a healthy habit plan made for you, then come on over and join us. If you have any questions, everything's linked in the show notes for you. I love connecting with you all. I'm sending you a big virtual hug, and I will see you later next week. Hey girl, real quick before you go, if you want some free motivation texted to you every week to help you habit hack your health, send me your favorite emoji to 773-904-2157 to sign up for my weekly pump-up text. I can't wait to catch up with you there. And if you have any quick questions for me or feedback, it's me on the other end, so text me back, friend. And if you love the show, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a rating and review in iTunes. That way more mamas can find the show. Tag me in your Instagram stories at Emily Nichols22 what you love about the show. Show me your review so I can shout you out. Love and appreciate you, friend. I'll see you next time.